All right, excited that you guys are out here. I want to start out just kind of first of all how we start our meetings when we're talking to families, more so the students, but there's an article that's out here and it just talks about the problem and the reason why families need our services, right? So this article says, do you want more than 38 minutes of college advice? Hire an independent admission counselor. So a lot of people that we talk to, you have high income people, and I'm going to walk you through that in video number 2. And then you also have people that are common everyday people. They make maybe $70,000 to $120,000 a year as a household. That's husband and wife, and they don't have extra money to afford a $2,000 to $5,000 independent admission counselor. And so those people are still looking for help. They want to help their kids, but they don't know where to turn. And so I want to share this article with you, which is just unbelievable. So it talks about in here, do you want more than 38 minutes of college advice? Hire an independent admissions counselor. That's the average. The amount of time that a guidance counselor spends giving college admission advice to students at the U.S. public high schools. That's 38 minutes total spread out over 4 years. So that's not 38 minutes a year. That's 38 minutes over a high school period. And so these numbers here were staggering when I went through it. It says the ratio. In California, they have 1,016 students for every one guidance counselor. Arizona is 860 students for every one guidance counselor. Minnesota 782, Utah 726, Michigan 706, Illinois 655, and Indiana 620. So the average is I think it's about 476 to 1, somewhere around there. But even if it was 200 or 300 to 1, it's almost impossible for a student to get everything that they need from that one individual guidance counselor. And so that's the reason why College Coaching Network has become so successful so quickly, because families have a lot of questions and they feel like they're not getting those questions answered from everybody that's on board. So let me walk you through the first thing that we give the students for being in the program outside of being able to have just ongoing 24/7 support. They're going to have access to the Sage Scholars Program. This is where they get the guaranteed $1,000 scholarship. My daughter Trinity is in the program. When she first started in the program, they were only giving you $500 a pop. Now they're giving $1,000 out for every student, which is awesome. So she's got $4,000 in her account. She graduates in 2027, right? And so if we go here under her participating colleges, and you can go to Sage Tuition Rewards. You can Google that and you can see everything that I'm showing you, but it shows you the total amount of money that she can get for every school. So some of those schools actually can allow you to get more than $30,000. Spring Hill allows you to get up to $35,000. So you can kind of see, and that's the max rewards that they'll allow you from. So some of the schools are actually upward to 45. 36,000, 42. So you can kind of go through. We'll set you up again with your own account for whoever your son, daughter, niece, nephew, cousin, whatever. Because you're going to do, if you want to do the 7-day trial, we'll actually make sure you get access to this at no cost, just as a way of saying thank you for trying out the program. And then you can actually go under the resources, and you'll see that they've got a lot of great articles, program news, program deadlines, guidelines to rewards. 10-minute professor has a lot of great articles that are out there that you guys can look at too, and they constantly update too, so you'll get emails on those. So just be on the lookout once you guys get your login codes there. That again, that's a way of us saying thank you for doing the 7-day free trial. So let me walk you through the scholarship software, right? So this here is my account. You can go to collegecoachingnetwork.com and you'll be able to come in here and put in your username and password. I think mine's already defaulted out, so that's cool. And so then you'll be able to go into the portal. So I'm going to run through this because this is what we won the 6 awards to the YMCA. So that is back when I had an afro, y'all, when I had some hair. Like my daughters tease me about this all the time. So they have 24/7 access. So we talked about guidance counselors or 300 plus to 1. They can actually send us a text or send us just a conversation log with whatever they got going on in there, and then we'll actually respond back within 48 to 72 hours about college, not dating and any of that stuff, just college. So they can put that in there. So the first part of the software that a lot of the families love is under the testing. So under the testing, you're going to see that you can put in your ACT testing dates. We know the national registration dates, even sometime before the high schools will tell the students. So all that's built into our software, and then they can put their own scores in there or close a window out if they have already taken that, or if they chose not to take it at that date. And then under colleges, they can go in and they can put in here any university in the United States, any four-year university in there, and they can put that in. So I've already put in a lot of universities, so I'm going to go in here and just pull up Duke. I want you to check them out real quick. So Duke is here, and they can build out their list with 100 to 1,000 colleges. And so you'll see that this is a private school. From our software, they can click right here, and it takes them right over to Duke's web page right here. So everything's done from one place. You can come back over to our software, and they can actually apply. I'm not going to do that, but they can apply. It shows how much it is per year. 31,000 students apply, only 3,500 students get in. They can put in notes here about if they're an athlete and they want people to watch their videos about sports or whatever, or drama. They can look at the degree programs, and it shows you every field of study for bachelor's, master's, doctorate, or associate's degree. So you can see all that in the software. And then under the college profile, I talked about their ACT test, where they actually can look at, and they actually have a 4-year graduation rate, which is 87%, which is unbelievable. So that's a pretty good school to get admitted into if you can get accepted. And then you can see here their ACT test scores were 21, and you can see in purple the average person that's at Duke has a 31. So it shows you the gap between where you are and where you need to be. As a parent, this was great because it shows you, hey, I'm not paying for the application fee until your blue score gets into the purple, right? So it's just a visual that you can let the kids see on that, and then all the financial aid that's down there, they can see that. So then also they can go here under the Prowler, and it'll break down everything in the software that they can do as far as research on the school. So this is going to give you what is called a student review, like a ranking of what's going on at the university level. So they have an A+ overall niche grade, and in here, how does that come about? They rank number 1 for best colleges for student athletes, environmental science, and 6 for best colleges for biology in America. So you can see that 11% acceptance rate, which you saw already in another report. And then you can come down here and see there's 6,000 undergrads there on campus. Campus life is 59% of the students say that Greek life is pretty big, and so you can kind of go through all that. It's just a great research tool for the students that are looking at making their decision, and there's over 1,010 reviews from other students that are down there. 20 of them say it's terrible, 263 say it's excellent, and then you got everything in between, right? So it's just a great resource tool for the students. And then under College Navigator, and we have videos out there that train on all this stuff. And when you go through the training, we'll walk you through how to navigate around this. But you can come out here, and if you're a dad like me, I have 3 daughters, so you want to kind of see what's happening with campus security, right? And so this report that's in College Navigator is going to walk you through everything that's happening on the university campus. So what you'll see is kind of like trends is what we look for. So I'm going to actually let that continue to load, and while that's doing that, for the sake of time, it'll let me know when that blue stops moving around. You can also go over here to Application Outline, and under the Application Outline, you'll see that they can actually turn on the applications for different schools. So we'll go back to Duke. So let me see if I can get back up there to where Duke was at. Right, so here's Duke, and so you can see under Duke everything that they need to have if they're going to make an early decision or a regular decision, that they can actually check those things off as they complete them, and all those things correlate back over to the calendar. Okay, and so I'm going to walk you back up here to the tops and jump to the calendar. And so under the calendar, they can put things out there and put in, found a scholarship at such and such website, location was FastWeb, notes, and then they can actually do that text and email me, and it will send a text message to the parent and also an email reminder to the student so they don't miss any deadline. So a lot of parents love that feature of the software. Let me go back over here and see if this thing has finally loaded. Still waiting, so we're going to, and I don't know what it is, sometimes these things take a while to refresh. And I'm sorry, I got my Facebook feeds on, so, and sometimes I'm popular, sometimes I'm not, and I think tonight I am popular. So let's go in here and try to do that again and see if that may load faster. Yes, it did. Alright, good. So we'll go back over here to campus security so I can make that point real quick. So you'll see at Duke's University, and so they had 2 liquor law violations, 2 and then 0, so they cracked down on that. Liquor law violations 110, sexual offenses, burglaries 45, 51, they cracked down on that. So you can see the trend. Motor vehicle theft they cracked down on it and then it got worse again. So they're probably going to really crack down on that a lot. So it's just good data. If I pulled in a school that's maybe in Louisiana, it would be amazing the liquor law violations that you will see there. So let me walk you through files. So this software is cloud-based. You can use it on the Android, tablet, whatever you want to do it on. And you can actually see all these documents on any device that you may have. You can upload your own documents, and they can be visible for you in the clouds. We have a college planning booklet and sample essays that other students have written, so you can have access to those. And then also our college leveraging and our appeal letter. So we'll walk you through that here in a second. And I think I'm going to do that in the second video, so I'll walk through that in the parent video because they care more about financial aid than students do. So this is more so about the students. So you see that they can do that functionality there. And then the last couple things that I want to show you as far as what they get out of the software is text notifications. So they can, well, there's 2 more things I want to show you. So under text notifications, they can actually text the code we give them to the number, and then they can actually pair their phone to the software. And so a lot of the students love this feature, which is a keychain. So I'm going to walk you through real quick the keychain. So this here, they can open up as many keys as they want, but if they've ever forgotten their password, they can actually use this software to get them back in there. So I'm going to show you one of the things we teach the kids how to do, which is a career assessment test. So let me go in here real quick and put that in. And I think, well, I should know my password, but the software is for me to go back and read and show it. So what is my password? It is there. Okay, great. So I go back over here now that I know my password because I can show it, and I put that in. See if the system really does work. Live on the spot. There we go. So it's going to show, it's a 15-minute assessment test that they can take, and it shows the top 5 areas that they're gifted in, like what they should focus on when they choose their major for college. I actually have a degree in accounting, as I talked about earlier, so I'm going to put in there what I started out doing, which is accounting and auditing. I was an auditor starting out, so auditor. And under here, I'm going to click accounting/auditor. And let's close that out. I think I'm going to put in auditing, ing. Alright, let's see what pops up on that. Blog post. That was interesting. Let's go back. Hey, this is, you see me on the fly doing accounting and auditor. There we go. Go back to the original feed that was there. Alright, there we go. I don't know what it was. It's kind of funky, but so it gives you an overview of everything that auditors do, right? So it's nerdy stuff, so I'm not going to read through any of that stuff, but you pretty much know auditors are nerds. So it shows you also education that's necessary to be an auditor, so it'll walk you through all of that data, and you can choose related careers, so it shows you can do so many things that are attached to auditing. And then also it will show you the schools that are a good fit if you want to be an auditor. So it walks you through all the things. There's 1,800 schools. If they actually click on the request info box, it will send the student information from the admissions department from those universities. So they'll actually be contacting the student by being able to be connected to the software and ways of doing their own career assessment tests. And then from here, they'll see the skills necessary in order to do the job. And I'm telling you, this thing is very detailed. Reading, comprehension, understanding, yada yada yada. You see all that stuff is in here. And then you also will come down and you'll see you got to be good with economics, you got to be good with decision sciences, and it also breaks down the salary, which is what most people want to see. They're like, Jerry Maguire, show me the money. So it shows you what they make. So this is what the families and the kids want to see. More so the kids. They want to find out, like, okay, what schools are out there that are good, and then how much money am I going to make? So that's the key things that they want to know. So they do that. And then also I'm going to show you one other thing that they're very interested in, which is finding scholarships. So I'm going to show you this real quick. And I've got one of our students that we're going to use her portal. And this is one of 5 that we use, right? So I'm going to go out there and we'll look for hers. Actually, I don't know if we're going to use hers or not. So let me see who am I using. I'm going to use Fastweb. Oh, okay, we're going to use another one. So we'll use hers. Alright, bear with me for a second. And I mean, you're going to have the ability of knowing how to teach them how to do this, and when they look at you, they're like, man, you showing me how to find schools, how to do research on these schools, and also you're helping my kid find scholarships. Man, this is amazing. So we're going to go back in there and put that password in here. And this is one of my students that actually graduated last year. So she got, I think, $10,000 a year in scholarships. So she came out okay. And people can actually apply for scholarships from age 13. They keep those scholarships until you graduate from high school. And then they also can continue to apply even though they're freshmen in college. They can apply all the way through their undergrad. A lot of kids don't know, or parents don't know that they can do that. But there's no new matches, but she found 68 scholarships for $156,000 in scholarships. So we show how to do all that. And then last but not least, that's a keychain. And again, under the keychain, you can go under where it says add a new key, and you can actually put in as many websites, URLs, username, passwords as your heart desires. You can tell I got quite a bit of them out here, so it makes your life a lot easier, especially when you can click on that as a hyperlink, and then you can also show the password if you forgot any of them out there, right? So then here under the dashboard, you're going to see that you have the ability to do a college roadmap. Okay, so under college roadmap, you're going to go into, and the parents asked us to build this out, you're going to go into a 10-step system that we created that has all the videos. There's over 40 plus videos and maybe 50 plus videos that they'll have access to that will walk them through everything I just showed you, right? Because if you explain it to somebody and they're like, okay, what in the world did you just show me? So it's going to show them how to sync their phone, how to set the calendar, keychains, ACT testing and tracking, career assessment tests that I do, how to do research on the colleges, how to use web, but there's many other ones that are out there. Write essays, college building blocks, which is knowing how to look at the right schools and doing your research on the schools. So we're going to walk the kids through that. And then going down here is financial aid, so they know how to go through that process. And award letters, they don't know how to understand award letters or college leveraging. We'll do that in video 2. And then, of course, if they're an athlete, sports recruiting. And we have number 11 coming up in about a week, which is networking, which I'm very excited about that. So that's pretty much the value of what they receive. They're going to get a $1,000 scholarship. They're going to have you that's going to get them enrolled into that program. You're also going to get them enrolled into the scholarship program, which you can see how robust the program is. And also we have, I was trying to go to a conclusion, but I do want to show you everything. So Under the scholars, on the bonus podcast, and I'm done after this, we're going to break down for them how they can go about finding or getting more training on financial literacy. All right, so, and this is a delay in opening up, so maybe meant for me not to open this up right now, but there's over 20 plus videos on understanding how to handle your money and all that other good stuff. So I will digress, because this podcast not opening up must be a reason for me to cut this video off, because I went a little bit longer than I expected. But this is what they get: $1,000 scholarship every year of their birthday. They get more if they refer 5 people. We will walk you through how to make sure you get those 5 people to refer. They're going to get $3,000 when you walk out their house. They're going to have $3,000, and you'll give all this to them in the second appointment. I'm glad I said this. So a lot of times you can meet with somebody once, but sometimes they find a way not to meet with you the second time. They don't get access, or they don't get a chance to understand how this all works until you come back for the second appointment. And in the second appointment, that's when you go through your financial services with them. You get the data from them in the first appointment, which we'll go through that in video number 2. But then once you get that information from them, then you let them know, hey, I can come back next week. When I come back, I'll have your scholarship money, I'll have your login codes to get into the software, and then also I'll have the information that we discussed about the financial portion to make sure you guys are protected, or that you have college savings in place, or whatever that may be. So this is the cheese that gets them lured into your funnel to get you in front of these families. Okay, so that's all I got. I'm grateful again for being able to show you a preview, because there's a whole lot more deeper than we go when it comes to breaking down things they can do within the software. I didn't get the chance to go over application outline in regards to how that correlates with the calendar, and how all that stuff makes sure that the parents can ensure that their students don't miss deadlines when they're sending in their applications, essays, admission criteria, and all that. But we will go deeper if you choose to move forward with the 7-day trial. So I'm grateful that you got a chance to see a preview of what we do as far as adding value to the students. Thank you.